Okay folks, here's a little project we're working on at the moment. This is Gary's Mini. Now this was originally orange, it had lots of welding needed doing to it, and he's actually had the Mini sent away, the welding's been done. What have you had done to it, Gary, welding wise?
Battery tray, rear valance, and just a few. I had a new floor in it, but it weren't put in properly, so they've just welded it up for me properly. So
it's had various pieces of welding done to it, and also new panels were put on, but where they was put on, for example, let's show you this one around here. Like this A-frame panel was put on, but it had dents in it, not dents, bits were raised sticking out and stuff like that. They're obviously pattern panels, they've been welded as you can see. But the car was actually orange originally, so rather than take it right back to bare metal, because it's obviously been sprayed about 3 or 4 times by the looks of the levels of paint on it, which would have been a hell of a lot of work, what we decided to do was just to take the surface down smooth with around 120 paper, then went up to 240 until we got a smooth surface, and then we primed the whole lot, which is the situation you can see now, and basically filled in dents and high spots, treated high spots, and filled them in. There wasn't too many. I mean, for example, down here was some ripples, which you can see we're in the process of just finishing that repair now. There was dents and stuff in the side of the wings here. The roof had a dent in it, which has now been filled and rubbed down. And basically we're at the stage now where we're just finally going over the whole car with a visual look, just to make sure that there's no other spots that need repairing. As I say, the full car now is in primer, and it's just awaiting its final rub down with probably about 500 paper, which we'll wet sand, and then we'll start spraying the base coat. It's got holes in the wheel arches, as you can see there, because there's a set of external wings, wheel arches that have got to go back on. That was the original colour of the car, as you can see. So that's where we're at the moment. Gary's just finishing rubbing down this corner there, and we may or may not have to put another skimmer filler over that once we put a cover of primer on it, just to see if there's any high or low spots or any pits or whatever. And then basically we're going to rub the bodywork down and we'll spray it. We will film the spraying. We took all the glass out, obviously. The doors have been removed as well, as you can see. There's a new interior, which possibly, or well, whether I think he might try and stain them seats, or whether he puts a new interior in, I'm not too sure. But this is the stage we're at the moment, so we'll film you while we're actually spraying this as well, so you can see. It's another small car, easy to spray, easy to get a spray gun over the bonnet, the roof there, as you can see. And as I say, all the glass has been removed, so you're getting full spraying up here. What we've done around here as well, for example, you're known to collect water around there. So what we actually done, the area was filled, and actually a Dremel drill was actually put on to carve out the new crease there. So it looks like, if you stand back, it looks like the actual crease between the wing and the front scuttle panel there. But in actual fact, there's no stuff there. Water can't go in there because obviously it's just a filler skim made to look like a crease in the bodywork. So there we go. So come on in, Gary, let's see what you're doing there. And we're just going to finish off rubbing down this bit now. As you can see there, he's rubbed that bit down there. That was the original colour underneath, obviously. And that's lovely and smooth now, you can't feel that. I'm just rubbing my hands over here. It feels like it's all nicely feathered in, actually. So Gary's just going to give it a couple of light coats of primer now, and we'll actually see whether or not the job is actually done satisfactorily. Again, we're not trying to get so much paint on in one go. We're putting one thin base coat on first of all. We'll let that dry, which will be about 2 or 3 minutes, and that gives the rest of the paint something to hold on to. So it's quite a simple procedure, really. It's very tempting to just go over the whole lot now and build it up, build it up, build up, and you find that what might happen is it will start to sag and run in places, and you don't want that. So just build it up lightly. Just to say, before Gary's actually sprayed this, he's actually gone over it with a wax and grease remover, yep. So it's nice and smooth. Oh, you did do that?
I did.
Oh, yeah. He's got it on the roof there. Well, I didn't see him actually do that because I've only just come out with the camera. So because what can happen when you spray on, you can get around where the filler is, for example, you can get sort of a little bit of cracking and stuff like that, where you've got different surfaces and imperfections and stuff. And perhaps I shouldn't have even rubbed my fingers over it, but I didn't realise that he'd actually done that. But hopefully we'll be alright. That's near enough tacked off now, I think. It dries off literally that quick, so we just go over that again now with a coat of primer, a little bit heavier this time, just to get a decent bit of coverage this time. That's better. And if you do go down to bare metal, as you know, you want to be using some sort of etching primer like we're using here, for example, on bare metal, because normal primer lets the water through. So if you actually paint a wing and leave it out in the open with your normal sort of grey primer, for example, what you'll find will happen is that the rust will start coming through underneath the primer. That's because the paint hasn't provided a waterproof barrier. So I mean, lucky enough we're doing this undercover anyway, but you must always treat bare metal with some sort of etching primer